Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to make this quick, but here we are. Digital Reveal Week with Jolene with a Jewel Design. Happy Tuesday. As we get going each week, I've been super blessed to be able to, be able to show a kit, a set of papers, a word set, something to you guys. This will be the fourth week in a row this July. I'm really stoked. Last month was all about retro and building journals and getting things done. And this month is about showing, all the digitals that I've been able to provide for you guys. So I'm really blessed, really appreciative, love the support. Really thank you for all that. As you show it here with your subscriptions, your comments here. Of course, following me and liking me on Instagram. And of course, shopping over at the Etsy shop. So I really appreciate it. So as we finish the last week of July here at A Jewel Design, we are officially going into August. I know I hinted at it 2 weeks ago. We did a little foliage floral thing. I'm just sort of testing and playing around with, with a little kit, seeing what we could do with it, see how far we could stretch it. And I will put a tag right here in the clip, and you can go back and look at the journal with me on this one for this week. If you want to take a little peek at that after the reveal, go back here into the beginning and click on that tag so you can see what was going on with this journal 2 weeks ago. And at the end of this video, I will, of course, click you back to the reveal of that paper kit so you can get all your autumn needs all done in one shot. So today we're going to keep it as quick as I can. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we'll try. What I can't speak with you about today, I will touch base with you guys when I get back in August. I am leaving for vacation this upcoming weekend. Woohoo! It's been 2 weeks since I've been on vacation, so we are definitely in need of that. So there'll be no social media, there'll be no videos, there'll be no teasers. You see anything on my Instagram page, it may be a few pictures of nature because my daughter's going crazy right now with my phone, but it's leading to some great photos, of course, for the next kit that I can't wait to play with. So it's all a blessing. So let's get down to it. You are looking at the Fanciful Fall Autumn Harvest Journal Kit. It is 14 pages, pattern papers, journal pages, whatever you want to call it. It's your papers. There's 14 of them. And then there are 13 pages of ephemera, fussy cuts, tags, cards, etc. There are new pieces in the ephemera side, so we will quickly show them off today. And when I get back from vacation, we will do a play along journal with me ordeal. So if you like what you see today, go ahead and grab the kit, start playing with it, cut it out, print it up, get it ready. And then if you see things that you're not sure what to do with, join me, hopefully August 12th, which will be our usual Thursday journal with me, and we will play with some of the new pieces and what I had intended for them, and what I thought we could do with them, some ways to use them. So if you like what I do, you know what to get started with, and maybe what I do or what I think could be done with them sort of inspires something new, and hopefully you will come over, you will play with them, you will purchase the kit, and you will show it off at Crafters of a Jewel Design Facebook group with all of us what you did with these kits. I really do love seeing my ideas and inspirations come to life in your hands, what you do with the kits, what you do with the journals, what you do with the pieces, and what it sparks and where it goes with it. And I love when you share it with us, and the best way to do that, of course, is in the Facebook group. If you check the link here at the bottom of my description, you will see all my social media, so you can join the Crafters group, you can like me on the Facebook side, you can like me on Instagram, you can like me here and subscribe here, and keep tabs of what's going on. Now, if you're new and you just found me, this is the perfect time to subscribe and hit the notifications, and then binge watch whatever appeals to you, so that when I get back, you got a feel for what I've been doing, what I've done up to this point, and you can be all caught up for when we get started again in August. So without further ado, let's take a quick peek at this Fanciful Fall Journal Kit. So to start off is 5 decorative pages like I always do, left, right, bottom, top, sort of giving you easy things to fold and make decorative, of course, in your journal. I went ahead and committed because I wanted to cut these so you guys could see how clean and how gorgeous they are when they're all trimmed. Because when you print them fit to print, you'll get a white border. It needs to do that so we don't cut anything off. But when you trim them, I just think it just makes such a difference to trim off a little bit of white, and the papers just pop. So we're going to start with something a little bit more neutral. We've got the pumpkins, the flowers, the color, the leaves, the branches, the roses. We've just got it all. It's very fanciful because it is the floral. It is the whimsical branches and longer leaves. And it's just gorgeous, right? It's fancy. So like I have my rings on. I have all the pretty stuff in the corner. It definitely felt fancy. It has a little bit of antique and a lot of pop. Very much the jeweled, luxurious, yummy colors are going to be shown through this kit that remind me of those lovely sweaters, the warm, comfy jeans, the boots. As when we get into fall and we start getting those, cold mornings and cooler evenings, we want to start bundling up, and the colors that are coming out are absolutely gorgeous. So the kit has to match that feel. So for me, I backed the 5 decorative ones with the journal page, the light colored one with the lines. I backed all my decorative pages with. So we go to the first full-blown color. This is somewhere between a cobalt blue up to a navy blue. It has a sort of little bit of both, a little lighter in the middle. That you'll see when you print to the edge that gets a little bit more to a navy blue, but it's still bright. It doesn't dull out, hopefully. Every printer is different, but this is my best quality ink. And it's the nicest paper I have. So you see what it can do. It has great quality. For a CMYK printer on a RGB digital, here's what we can do. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love the blue this year. The blue and the teal that are popping up in the color scheme and color wheels of autumn are just amazing. So we pulled the pink and the raspberry. We pulled the orange that has a little bit to yellow up to a heart, like almost a rust color. We sort of cover it all. We still have the greens. We still have the teals. It's a great end to summer, early fall feel. So if you're not quite ready for fall, you still want the brighter colors. You still want that huge hue of color, then this is a great kit for you. But we do have those moments where we wash it down. I've got the wood paneling. I've got the whited out pumpkins. We still have the orange, the pink, the yellow clusters of floral. Again, that very light, fanciful bits of and layers of leaves. And then we pop back. We get this gorgeous dark teal to emerald color. Oh my I want to say emerald one moment. The next time I say nope, dark teal. It goes both ways. I was able to add some gold champagne gem type graphic to this to give you a little bit of that foiled look that you would see in a scrapbook pad. That of course I can't do for you guys. I can put it on the digital, but printing it, you sort of lose that foil effect. And this is a great graphic. When you look up close after you've printed it, it's absolutely gorgeous. The little gems of gold that I fleck in here and in some of the pattern papers. It really is pretty. But I love how the teal actually pops the orange. Though blue and orange are the complementary colors, the teal, and this green in this case, does lend closer to blue. So it really does a gorgeous job with the orange pumpkin and orange leaves and the orange roses. There's a lot of ink on my paper, so they are curling. I can't seem to get around it, and it's warm. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh, right. Of course, when I go to fold them and we play with them, it'll take care of the issue. But sorry about the curling and the shadowing, guys. We'll do our best. Last but not least, on the decorative side is a large pumpkin with roses in the middle, with roses on each corner. Pretty gorgeous background that's just really simple and easy, which lent to some of that creaminess that sits within the journal pages. And this leads to a very fun fussy cut, die cut at the end of the kit. Again, something. So we have both the more neutral, vintage, creamy colors, and we have that bright, grab your favorite sweater, autumn look also. That's why I feel like the coloring is autumnish. I know that one is there. So now we get into 2 pattern papers, which we pull up the teal and the blue. This one's leaves and pumpkins and that gold speck again throughout. It's a little bit wrapping paper. It's scrapbook. It's... I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm loving it. Now these guys, I went ahead and just simply did the creamy background. There's writing in it to make it really easy to put pockets, belly bands, tucks, whatever we want to do. We can put the very bright, heavy colored ephemera on these pages and they will stick out all on their own. And we don't feel like it has to compete with the pretty pattern paper. This can stand alone all by itself and no worries whatsoever. So I committed and put that one beige color on the back of all these pattern papers. So now I went and clustered some of the flowers we saw on the bottom of the pumpkins, really making the blue paler, making the pink. It was a really actually orange flower. I made it pink. Then I went, nope, not enough. Made it brighter pink to sort of pop from a maroon raspberry color that we'll see here in a moment. And continued on with those specks of... Now this is definitely a little bit more navy blue. In this one, you don't see quite as much of the cobalt in this layout, but the base blue is still there. It's the same color base. It's just how it's featured that makes it a little bit different. And I use 4 different programs, so it definitely, each program will shift it just a little bit, but the basic or the foundation of each color is here. Then when we saw a lighter slab of shiplap in the wood paneling paper page, you get it just as a paper. And again, it allows you to, you're going to see where we have some pieces in the kit where they will pop off this gorgeous piece of wood. And if nothing else, use it, cut it up, you know, make it work for you as a smaller elements if necessary. But I went ahead and backed it. Sorry guys, it's warm here and my throat's bugging me. I can't swallow it fast enough. So then we get into that orange that we see in the pumpkins, that we see in the roses, and we get a nice plaid pattern. If you liked the pink and the lace ones that I did in the pink shabby rose, this is very much the same look. Just instead of putting lace, of course, in the paler areas, you know, we're just allowing that harvest orange to rust really just shine on its own. And I kept making this paler and paler, and it was peach and peach, and Mom's like, nope, pop the color, pop the color. Okay. So we definitely get that rustic plaid patterned, you know, to play with and work off. But then I do go a little more neutral like we did with the other papers, where we get that cream background. We pick up the teal, though it doesn't seem as dark. It is that same strip of emerald teal. It's just how the effect is used in the pattern that we get some highs and lows, and it just slowly heads towards the sage color. But we have to have the pale colors to go with the bright colors. As you see here, here's our gorgeous raspberry, which is where we pulled the pink from. In any of the pink flowers that are panned with the orange and the pink blue. And we've got this very, you know, heavy checkered, or reverse checkered, I guess, you know, plaid pattern. Now, with this, you don't have just the one journal page, but I backed it with the secondary journal page, which is open, decorative, so that you can write however you see fit. You can cluster, you can memory keep, you can do as you see fit. These may be this may be a really great page to back a lot of these brighter colored pages. May decide you want the bright on all the brights. And they're great. You know, I love the fact that I put the raspberry on the raspberry. So when I flip it over, I feel like a continuation of it. But this would definitely work on a number of the brighter pages, just as well as the lighter colors do too. So, 3 patterns, 1 texture or actually plaid, texture, pattern, and then the 5 decorative pages. They all fold beautifully in half. As usual, you have something on both sides. But they're also great because most things are in corners. You can cut and trim these as you see fit. Fussy cut more out if you want. If you don't mind the corner edges on some of these, you know, you can fussy it and put it right up against the corner of a page. Okay. So those are all gorgeous. Look at the Etsy listing. You know, I do try to show them off again a little bit the best I can, where you can zoom in and see some of the details as I preview the pages. But look at this array of color. Just look at this. I mean, is that something? I tried to make sure in most cases you had 2 of everything. The orange is by itself, and so is... No, the orange is not. Well, the orange, you know, looks really good with this one. The wood, of course, has its complementary one. The blue has it. The green has it. This, of course, bounces off this. And this one, of course, has its, you know, so everything technically does have a partner, which is awesome. You know, you have a decorative and a pattern plaid to go with each other. So that makes it good too. That can always be a lot of fun if you wanted to make it a smaller journal. You know, you print this on the back of this one, you know, got that on one side, and when you're done and you flip it over, you've got the blue. So you get that feel of continuous blue paper, like as if it was blue pulp, and you had that continuous feel. I love it when the fabrics actually show that same feel and it's not white on the back. You know, you're like, oh, yeah, that was just, you know, screen printed on the front of the fabric. Bummer, you know. But all of these have some partner to them where you could print them back to back and have a really colorful journal. Now with these come the ephemera. There are so there's 13 pages, and this one is considered the 14th page or bonus page, and there are 13 pages of ephemera. So it's a 27 page kit, and I'm going to check something really quick. Okay. Yeah, my computer or my thing earlier overheated. I got through the whole video, but it was not my best video, and it overheated, and I was really worried there was going to be issues. So this is take 2, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it a lot better. I'll try to slow down a little bit, but I'm trying not to also get sidetracked and go on a tangent, and then you guys aren't getting to the important stuff. we'll jibber jabber at the end if you decide to hang out with me. If not, you've got all the important information. But we have, again, 13 pages of ephemera here. Things I'm used to, things that have been tweaked, things that are new. And so hopefully this will make it a very wonderful kit for all of you. Besides the bright, vibrant colors, you get some new elements. The usual coin purse, I don't call it purse, but coin pocket. Cut it up in different shapes. Cut it as usual, fold it up. Hide all your little goodies in it until you're ready to use it. Tuck it into a belly band, pocket, or tuck. You know, it's a great use of space. Flags, tabs, and then I went and added a little bit extra to my bordered labels. I added the grid, sort of a grid pattern here using the lighter plaid back here, floral horizontal lines to make it a for sure horizontal label. This could go vertical, horizontal on both ends, and this one, of course, also. And there will be, when I get back, a new set of label sheets. Parent labels are big right now. They always have been for happy planners, which is what brought me over here. Besides just doing, a rectangle for you guys, we started working on patterned labels, patterned border labels. So we're going to keep working on some of these and keep some neutral sets out there for you guys. As we like the tickets and the words, well, we need to continue on with our basics. So new labels will be coming when I get back. Okay, so then we have our washi. It's a little thick for a washi, but it definitely cuts beautifully down the middle. You could help accent any edge or corner necessary. And I just love this color. I absolutely love it. I would have put it everywhere if I could. Now we have our trifold larger tags that I do on most occasions. I haven't done a full page trifold in a while. Last time I did it was with Mother's Victorian Roses. I did a side swipe of large tags and journal cards, and I was able to have that same sort of feel on those guys, so I did it here again. So you can fold this and have it inside or outside. I think this would be great on the outside. Open it up, it's distressed on the inside. You have your notebooks or your notepads, you have your pockets with things tucked in it, and it'll be a great standalone piece of ephemera that you can tuck into a belly band or a side tuck, because these, I think, only 7.5 inches or less. So they should fit in a standard, well, they're 9 tall books. So, our pages are 8.5, 8.25. So these will just fit in a tuck. If we make it pretty big on the edge of a paper, you should be able to get that, say, in a back page. Or you just tuck it in, you just insert it into the middle of a journal. And it pulls out, and it's a little notebook and whatever. So there's potential on this. If you're not sure, Lorette over at Vintage Paper Girl has sold a number of these. I think she may have a video or two at least on what she does with a trifold. If not, check out her Instagram and Facebook and stuff, because I know she's had pictures of where we've shown these off in the past of what she makes with these. They're absolutely gorgeous. So it's what always gives me the idea and inspiration. So, or if it's something that you don't really want to do an insert or a trifold with these because they're pretty big, you can cut them into 3 separate pieces and put it throughout the book. So they'll get pieces of this whole look throughout the book as you tuck it in, like, middle or beginning, middle, and end. They get to see the progression of the image as they flip through the book and they see the different pieces of the tag. So that's something you can do also. We have our standard 3-up, they are 3-up here, sorry, 6-up journal cards. That's how I label them by size. They're about 3.5 by 2. I always do 6 to a page, usually with a washi band. Well, we got busy. We got a lot of new things going on this time around, so I sort of put things where they fit. I would design something and then I would fill in space. I design something and fill in space. So some things are as you normally see them. Others are using the space as wisely as possible. Because I heard people were getting tired of trying to figure out how to find the custom, these are custom hole enforcers, but hole enforcers for your tags, Whenever you put a hole punch in something, sometimes we like to put something extra around it so it doesn't rip, especially if we put it on bold pens or ribbon and stuff through it. We don't want it to wear out, so we, oh, lovely. Let me go, distress a sticky hole enforcer, and they're not always pretty. Sometimes they're too big. They're all different sizes. They don't quite work. So with a little help and encouragement with what Vintage Paper Girl does, we gave you 3/4 inch circles. So if you have a 3/4 inch punch, which some have, and hopefully this won't be too hard to cut if you don't, hopefully you have 3/4 inch circles or 1/2 inch circle punches, and you can do that on either one. You can go out all the way to the edge or inside, sort of center it. Now if you only have a 1/2 inch circle punch, I suggest doing the smaller ones and get inside the 1/2 inch, and then find your smallest hole punch, which usually we have within the crocodile. If you have one, that's wrong one. I'm not the corner punch. I have a lot of those. has a itty bitty, like, what does it say? It says an inch on the side, I thought. No, it doesn't show me anymore, of course. Why can't I find them? Okay, we don't waste time. But anyway, this is a pretty small little hole. It is pretty little and will fit inside this. So if you have a 1/2 inch circle punch, you do the itty bitty hole, you've got a great way to give yourself a little skinny string slash hole in your tag. If you have the 3/4 inch hole, do this, and then go for the larger hole punch or even a standard hole punch, which just makes it about 1/4 of an inch circle. Punch those out, a little distress if you need to, and they will look beautiful because they all match all the different tags and cards that are on and in this thing. So you've got some custom. Now, of course, it would be great if they were on sticker page, but then everything would be on sticker paper. But being on a good, cardstock like it is here, or even on really heavy, nice presentation paper, high quality paper, these are still great to glue, stick down like any other sticky, and help enforce the hole that you need. So there's some options. By little holes and bigger holes, you can circle punch all the way out or a little farther in, and have some custom hole enforcers for your tags and other necessities. Okay, whether it's on the edge of a page, whatever you want to do, and you want to reinforce it, you have all the colors that are in this kit, all the different patterns, and even the cream that we use. We have standard pockets and 3 of the 6 up journal cards. Then we do our medium-sized tags that I always do, and they're very decorative, very bright, very easy to see, so that you can, really have fun to just stick them in and layer them up in your pockets. Normally I do these single as 6 small scalloped tags. The summer kit, I did them side by side as little, just single, what are they called, double scallop tags that you could fold and make it look like the tag to the end of a gift bag. But this time I decided to make a mini trifold scallop tags. And the designs are pretty well, make sense outside, inside, with their design, so that when you folded them, whether you folded them right side in or inside out, everything sort of opened up nicely. And then if you had to glue this down for some reason, you're not missing up too much. There's plenty to glue down. There's still plenty to decorate. But they make great little fold-ups, trifolds, to put into little pockets. Then we go to the belly bands, which I'll keep it this way, actually. We have our standard belly band that I normally do. I think it's about 2 to 2.5 inches. I think it's 2.5 inches. And then I went a little wider. So I think the whole thing, edge to edge, is about 3.25 inches. It is a good size belly band. But the idea of a belly band with an oval in it came across my table, and I was like, well, okay, I can always do that later. But wouldn't it be fun then if we had that sort of outer roundness that came up? What if we used pumpkins instead to get that outer roundness? So when you cut it and you're trimming it, you trim along the sort of outer glow that I have to help make it nice and clean, and you're not messing with too much fussy cutting. Sorry guys, I had a little bit there. And it gives you just a little bit of an extra oomph. You still can decorate in layers down, layers here, words here, or don't feel like you have to decorate your belly band. It's done for you. It's already taken care of. And that's always a huge selling point, right? Because you don't have to decorate it if you don't want to. You're good to go. Distress the edges, plop it down, glue it top and bottom, and stick your favorite journal card, tag, whatever inside it. The other thing is, which I'll show you next week, is the potential of using this on the edge of a page, making it a tuck, and allowing this little extra oomph to be more of a tab to the edge of the page to help that page stick out. So if you want something really important in that paper, in that tuck on that page, you have a tab to remind you that there's something really important in there. So we'll talk more about that, of course, when I get back from vacation, but there's another way to use that. Went back to my instantly backed page journal cards this week in this design. So you have, but then I also took another spin on it. So I didn't only just make them instantly backed, as I've done in the past. I also made them vintage looking clipboard journal cards. So I found vintage clipboard hardware, laid it out as a graphic, and gave you simple plaid and wood clipboards, right? The boards themselves are very simple and easy to deal with. You can leave them as is, cut this up, fold it, trim it to match, and glue it down, and you have an instantly backed journal card that's nice and easy to write on, great coloring. Don't have to worry about it, right? Do a smidge of distressing if you need to. They're distressed right here in white, orange, and teal. Orange again. This has just a pale creamness to it. You don't have to, if you don't cut it off, you don't have to distress it at all. If you do a really good job cutting it and you need a little bit more vintage to it, add your vintage photo to the edges and it will pop the color that's already on there. It will really make it stand out. Now, the only down thing is keep an eye on. It's hard to see here. I don't know if you can tell here. This does come up and go up just a hair and comes back down, okay? If you cut it off, you cut it off. Not a big deal. If you can get in there and cut it off, cut around it, it'll really make that journal card just pop out a little different than anything else. And just a fun look. I thought, why not? We're coming back into school, right? Usually autumn meant school. School's back in. Everybody's getting together, working on their projects, working on their schoolwork. And what's the funnest way to do that? Put it on a clipboard, right? You pass out the clipboard with the paper on it, with your math project on it, your math worksheet. You clip something onto it so you can write and draw. I mean, my girls use clipboards all the time. So I thought it would be fun as a homage to back to school, but still keeping the fancy, vintage feel of fall. I made them clipboard journal cards. And I did round the corners on the top so that it felt like a more modern clipboard, but had that feel of a journal card that we like to corner. So it was a bunch of different little thoughts and feels. Hopefully it comes together for you guys. I love them. You still get the large 4-up that I do, just 2 separate pages so that you can instantly back them. Now, of course, if you like printing on coffee paper or tea-dyed paper, then print them and cut them, and you have 4 sheets of journal cards to trim down as you see fit if you need to help layer and create more journal cards. As always, it doesn't have to be folded and glued down. And remember that when we do these, sometimes if you want a really, really thick, hardy card, put it on cardstock. If you need it to fit into any pocket, put it on your best printer paper, your brightest white printer paper, and then when you fold it, it'll feel more like a cardstock as if it was single layered. Then we go into another newbie on mine. The next 2 things are new for me. If you noticed but did not purchase, or if you did purchase, you'll notice this is a duplicate then for you. But I did some autumn definition labels with tabs. And when I was making them, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have a little ephemera pocket, a little slip pocket holder to put them into? So I gave you a full-size 3 3/4 by 5-inch ephemera holder. I'm going to back mine, and I'll show you that in 2 weeks. And we're going to cut these out, and we're going to fill them up and make it a big pocket to go with it. Yes. And then I made a smaller, closer to my 4-up journal card size, small embellishment holder. This slip pocket holder will hold these tabs just right. It will hold the books and the pumpkin coins. The books, instead of doing my usual stamp-like look, I did the antique books with the flowers on them. Instead of my coins, I did the pumpkins. You can cut this off to keep it more round, or you can cut around it and give it a little bit more oomph. But we're going to use all of these pieces, and we're going to decorate up this gorgeous little, I'm calling it a slip pocket holder. There may be a better word for it. Tim Holtz, I know, has these pre-cut in a lot of his packages. Other ladies do them too. I felt it was something, if you're brave enough and daring enough, as myself, I'm going to do my best, can cut these out. I think we have some fun projects that we are going to do in 2 weeks when I get back. We're going to play with these, and we're going to make them up so they're ready to go in a journal with the elements that are in this page. And my medium tags and my 6-up journal cards will fit in these slots. If we don't shrink to fit too badly, everything should stay inside it. If not, you may just have to cut a smidge outside the blue line to make it work. These guys, again, will fit the width of these tabs to stick inside. We're going to stick each tab inside these slots and then decorate corners and add these little guys behind the tabs to really have a fun embellishment decorative day. So hopefully you'll come back with me in 2 weeks for that. Then a new shape for me, sort of, again, when we're talking about the whole outer oval over rectangle feel, I went ahead and made 2 journal card and tag sleeves. This was inspired, I don't know what originally inspired me. Something came and popped in my head and thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could use it to wrap around tags, journal cards? But when I first designed it, it was the other way around. The decorative, it was all going to be patterned. It was going to be the back side. And I was going to bring these to the front as triangles to like a ribbon, like you're going to tie a ribbon, but it was more papery. And then I was like, well, that's no fun. Like, who's going to see the back side of this sleeve? So I went, duh, let's rewrap this, and literally rewrap it. And the idea of a thick slipper sleeve came to view, and I was like, duh, they wrap these around socks, they wrap them around slippers, they wrap them around, we get these things that wrap around PJs, you know, and here we're coming into fall where we're starting to think about warm weather, warmer clothing, colder nights, and everything is literally wrapped in a sleeve. And so I went, well, duh, let's do that to our journal cards. Let's do that to our tags. If we are printing multiples and we're running out of room, then let's make a stack. Let's make a stack of journal cards, a stack of tags, and let's wrap it, seal it in the back, however you see fit, and keep them nestled like a little package in our tucks, in our pockets, and we don't have to worry about them going everywhere. It's another way to also wrap a set of ephemera to give to somebody. Help sort of wrap it up. Sleeve the items. Maybe you're making packages of goodies, and this can wrap around it, seal it in the back, and you get to play with it as sort of a gift wrap type thing. So we will play with those also, more ways to deal with those with my kits and how they could be used. They could almost even wrap around a journal, and they can be used as an edge, I think, of a page tuck again. So more things to play with in 2 weeks. Because I don't want to bore you with all of it today. I could be here for a month of Sundays talking to you guys. So last but not least, we go to the last 3 of your 6-up journal cards. Again, I gave you sort of 2 sets of 3 to help with that maybe sleeve idea and how to package them up. And then you got the fussy cuts. So every cluster that I created to make these pages, I always have to play, I have to do them. I need them to create what I do. So the nice thing is you guys get a benefit from that. You get the cluster of florals, the florals with pumpkins, just the florals, and some of the individual elements also that I work with. These were the antique. I found this one, but it wasn't going to work for the spacing that I had. But I thought it'd be fun to give it to you, and you guys can make some of your own clipboard, elements within what we have if you wanted to continue on with the look, since it is vintage hardware. So you have this size that works beautifully on the clipboards, with room to spare to cluster underneath it. These work beautifully on the medium-sized not journal cards, medium-sized tags. But we have one of 2 options. We've got the larger ones that fill up the whole clipboard for the large journal cards, or we go smaller where you can cluster behind it a little bit more. And it just depends. It will take up a whole space here, but it's just a corner of the clipboard. So you get sort of double of this sort of, this is small, this is sort of medium, and this is definitely getting into the larger pieces, but not full page size, right? We're not going to go full cluster here. For nothing I created would hold it, so there's no point. You don't need big old pieces if you don't have anything to put them on. So this is sort of your fussy cutting of it for right now. You get the small, the small, simple, the medium clustered, and then the larger clustered pieces to add to all the elements that may not have been fully decorated, or we're in a corner of something, or you just want more. We have more to play with. And last but not least, just because I saw it in the page, so I had to do it. And that second to last vintage feel of paper, oops, upside down. We had the large pumpkin in the middle, and I had to give it to you guys separately, doing like what we did with the autumn foliage kit. The foliage and floral kit had that large flower in the middle. And so I gave it to you guys as simply a die cut so that you guys could layer it to give it more 3D. You could fold it and continue it onto another page. You could take this and make it, the spine of your book. You can cut it out, put it over a collaged tissue fabric cover to give you some oomph, wraps around to the back. You know, there's plenty of things we can do with this, and as we go along, we will, I'll cut it out and we'll start layering it over things so you can see the potential of such a large die cut type fussy cut. I did do a darker orange easy cut around this one, hopefully to help you with a scan and cut or a Cricut. Otherwise, it's just easier to see what you're doing, and that orange gives it this glow to it. And it's sort of a harvest orange. It's darker than a usual mustard. It has a little bit more red in it than a standard mustard would, but it does pull all the tones from here. And it felt warmer. It definitely gave it a more of a glow to it than, say, just the pale cream that I put on the other ones. The other fussy cuts, if I put anything darker, were just going to wash out funny. So those went for a standard, like, pale cream, so it just wasn't so white for you guys when you were working on it. But that is the gist of it, ladies and gents. I know that was a little fast. I'm so sorry. But I want you just to see it for what it was. Go take a look at the Etsy previews. That way you can zoom in and see more details. Some of it's going to be a little hard. They only allow us 10 photos. And I try to show you guys as much as I can in Etsy. So usually the ephemera gets sort of jinxed on that one. I want you guys to see the pages because the ephemera is elements, corners, sections of the pages. So if you love the pages, you're going to love the ephemera. Because you know it's all there. All the elements are there in the fussy cuts and in the ephemera that you see on the pages. So hopefully I can do it justice in the listing. The listing is down below in the content. As I always do, I try to give you the title of the listing, the link to the listing so you can go right to it. And then the Linktree link underneath has all my social media from the YouTube here to the Instagram, the Facebook, the Facebook group, the Etsy shop, the Buy Me a Coffee. I mean, everything I have attached to right now is in that one link, which is awesome. It makes it much easier for you guys to click once and then decide what you want to go look at. But that's it, ladies and gents. The Fanciful Fall Autumn Harvest Journal Kit, 27 pages, full blown. Here you go. First massive fall kit from me this year. And, okay, you made it, right? Let's see. How are we doing? We are at 37 minutes. Oh my gosh, well, it's shorter than it was before, and I'll try to make it to the end here. But if you made it this far, and you didn't skip out, because I'm not going to put in the content. Let's see what happens. I'm plopping it here, and I will plop it tomorrow on Instagram. If you made it this far, you'll know. I'm putting this kit up for sale at 20% off. It will go into the cluster coupon for my 2020 seasonal collection. Everything's on sale for 5 more days at 20% off. That is seasonal. That is Christmas. That was whatever. 5 more days is left of that sale, and this will go in that sale. So you'll get 20% off this kit for the next 5 days. And then 12 a.m. August 1st, the sale is gone for everything. This will also be listed, of course, at full price. But jump on it. If you even think this may inspire something, may grab your attention and do something with it, grab it now on sale. Put it in your project cart. Print it out. At least basically, print it out, keep it in your project cart, ready to go. So as things start popping up and as you're looking at autumn, you know what you'll need for this kit and it'll be ready to go. And hopefully you'll come back and join me, hopefully August 12th, I think it's a Thursday still. We'll do a journal with me and we'll play with those new ephemera pieces. I'll show you what we can do with it, show you what my intention was with it, and I hope it'll inspire something way more outside the box than I can think, and you guys will share that with me. If you're already in Crafters of Jewel Design, you'll play with it with me, you'll take pictures of it, you'll show it on that Facebook group and let us know what you came up with. And that if not, something that you have will go, oh, I can do that with that, and it just continues a wonderful domino effect of inspiration and creativity as we work our way down the line. And hopefully that did not just cut me off. Oh good, no, hubby chime through, but I forgot to turn off the do not disturb. But okay, we're all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate this. This is late Monday afternoon for me. It's hot. And I really appreciate you tagging along. You're liking, you're subscribing, you're commenting. I hope you'll go purchase this at 20% off for, like I said, the next 5 days. It ends Sunday morning. It's gone. It will not be 20% off. It will be here, but it won't be 20% off. Because you stuck it out with me, you now know the secret of what's going on, and that you will, enjoy it as much as I do. Everything is here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't be happier with it. There's so much yumminess to this, and love, and color, and it's a great end of summer, pop into fall, because I know it's around the corner for some of us, and just get our juices going as we pop into the new season, right? Well, thank you for joining me at Jewel Design. I hope you will continue to subscribe, hit your notifications, and like and comment, for I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy the end of July. You have a wonderful first week of August. I will see you on the flip side of that when I get back from vacation. It's two years overdue, and some family time is definitely needed. So if you see me on Instagram, it'll probably just be nature shots. I'm going to take a break, but I can't wait to see what you guys do if you get a chance to do anything with any of my kits, and that you'll be willing to share it over at Crafters of a Jewel Design. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.